Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So this is your extended love spread for October 2017. You've got your how does he, she feel about me, and also there is there's two bonus readings this month, Gemini. You've got how does he or she feel about me reading. You've also got the expanded love spread for October. And remember, the expanded love spread and the how does he, she feel about me is really just a one-off reading, okay? So especially the one, the how does he, she feel about me reading, that really is just sort of a one-off reading. And I like doing sort of one-off bonus readings every now and again. You've also got on the channel your normal mid-month Celtic Cross general reading. And also you have a mini bonus on that same reading, singles reading, because these types of readings are really geared towards people who are, they're still in love with someone, or, you know, they're involved with someone, or you might not be. You can still, if you're single and you still care about someone, check out the single reading as well. For your reading, what I'm doing is I'm using the Witch's Tarot, extended. Sorry, what am I saying? The Witch's Tarot, okay, sorry, I've just written on there, because this is specifically used for this particular type of reading, okay. You've got clarifiers that I'm using the Rider Tarot deck, and you've got your advice reading at the end, the Romance Angels, okay. So without further ado, let's have a look. I'll show you how this reading is, how I lay it. So Universe Spirit, just show me Gemini, October 2017 in love. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for love in October 2017. Show me Gemini. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for October 2017. All I want to see is their love lives. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for love in October 2017. Show me. Alright, so we shuffle the deck. We're going to split the deck into three, like so. Collect it back up, Gemini. And what we're going to do now, we are going to focus on... I'm sorry if you can hear me, hear a slight sort of humming in the back. It's my fan's on. It's been a bit... It's not actually warm in here. It's me that's not been very well. So anyway, this is the situation. Now, I use a significator for this particular expanded spread. So this is the significator. This is who you are at the moment in this situation. This is what your challenge is. So this is the crossing card, the challenge influences. This is the root cause of the issue here. This is around the root cause or the recent past. This is the most likely outcome. This is what's happening in the immediate future, so sort of 2 weeks into October for some of you guys. This is how you guys are approaching the situation at the moment. This card represents how others see you, okay, or the person in question, how they see you. This is your hopes or fears, and this is the overall outcome. Alright, so you've got the spread laid down, and we use the clarifiers over this. So, oh, before I forget, right, the overall energy for love is the full energy. Some of you guys, it might be that there's new love on the horizon, because fools mean new love. Could literally be a fool, somebody who's non-committal. Fool in terms of love either means you've got a new opportunity coming in terms of love. It can represent that maybe you're leaving an opportunity, you're searching for something else, and potentially it could be with the Fool energy, somebody who's lacking commitment. So those usually are the three things that the Fool often represents in terms of love. New relationships, possibly searching for new relationships, and can be non-committal individuals as well. Sometimes this is somebody who's going back around again, so somebody who's going in a second time for love. Let's have a look at what the actual... so that's the situation that we're looking at here, Gemini. Let's have a look at what the situation is. Right, so the Ten of Wands is the situation, and the Ten of Wands usually in terms of love means somebody's carrying a huge burden on them. And it could be, if the situation is the Fool, if the situation is about carrying a burden, it could be that you're starting something afresh in terms of love. Because the situation, or you're leaving a relationship with that Fool. It's funny that we have the situation being the Ten of Wands for love, for some of you Geminis, being burdens. And the overall energy is around a fresh start. Now, if you've got a burden being the situation, it might be around a Fool, somebody who's non-committal. For some of you guys, the overall energy around your love lives will be wanting to pursue something new. Start again, fresh start, new beginning. All those good terms that come out with the Fool. But the energies are around some form of a struggle or a burden, or some form of... Ten of Wands is usually burdens or carrying a huge weight, okay? Is usually that card. Let's have a look at who are you guys. Well, you're the Queen of Pentacles. Gemini, okay? So you're showing us the Queen of Pentacles. It's good when you're a Queen of Pentacles in terms of love. Yes, the Queen of Pentacles in terms of love can mean that you want to nurture a relationship. She's all about... Queen of Pentacles is a lovely character in the tarot. It's one of my favourites. Because she's got it all. She's not only a woman who knows who she is, so i.e. she's a businesswoman. She usually runs her own business, sometimes from home. She's somebody who would work for a company, maybe a banker, maybe somebody who works within finance. She's also, you know, an estate agent. She's also a nurse and a healer. She's also a mother, is the Queen of Pentacles. So when it comes to love, she'll do anything for her man, you know. She'll, and I'm not being sort of stereotypical here, but she's the type that likes to cook her man nice dinners, and she likes to make sure that the home fires are burning, and she likes to make sure that the garden looks nice and that the pets are seen to, because she loves pets and she loves animals, and make sure that the children are all nice and clean and that they have porridge in the morning and that they take their vitamins. She's very healthy. Pentacles represent health. She's all of those good things, but she's also someone who very much knows what her own self-worth and value is, Gemini. So you guys showing us this, you're all about that, but you never forget who you are as an individual. You know, you never forget, I feel, as a significator card, Gemini, that you actually count in whatever this situation is. What is the challenge? Well, it's the Six of Wands is the challenge. So it's really getting to the, you know, victory. Six of Wands could be a fire sign individual, though, that's a challenge. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If this person's a challenge, they've got far too much ego. They've got far too much, you know, narcissistic tendencies. That's what Six of Wands is as a challenge. Because the Six of Wands is especially if it's a person. There are certain narcissistic cards you get in the tarot, Gemini. Six of Wands is one, Chariot is another one, Devil card is another one. Certain kings can be narcissistic, maybe potentially King of Wands can be a narcissist, especially when they're in the reverse. King of Pentacles in the reverse is a narcissist. So you get lots of narcissistic cards. The Sun is a narcissist. But if this is a person, then they're an issue, okay? Because they have probably have no intention of settling down if this is the person that we're looking at here. And if it's a person that possibly is and they really should be a fire sign. Doesn't have to be. Six of Wands as a person can be all those things that I spoke about, Gemini. So it might be that there is a person like this that's a challenge. If that's not the case, then it's really getting to that goal. Because that's what the Six of Wands is. Six of Wands in terms of love says that you get the guy or you get the girl. Finally you hit the jackpot. Finally you get success. It's like a lottery win. So it's really getting the success in the situation. What is the root issue? What's causing everything? Right, so the Five of Pentacles. In terms of love, this can either mean a relationship where there's codependency. It can either mean that it's you and somebody else against the world. You're very, very, you know, you're, you know, it's the two of you. You're very strong in that kind of bond. It can represent a very supportive relationship between two people, the Five of Pentacles. But it can also represent isolation, rejection, and feeling out in the cold. Many, many things. We'll get clarity on that area here. But this could be emotional distance, Gemini, with an individual. Or the Five of Pentacles can mean that a relationship doesn't have a strong enough foundation because it's all cold, it's all snowy. Alright, there's no strong foundation for a relationship to survive. It represents a relationship, the Five of Pentacles, without any strong emotions to it. There's no strength. And that we don't have two people on this card. So for me, this card, and I always look at the pictures. So for me and your foundation, this represents a relationship that possibly is quite distant. There's a little bit of coldness to it. There's no warmth to the relationship perhaps, and perhaps for some of you guys the foundation or the reason for all of this, I mean you are struggling, some of you guys are having some form of a burden. This is the situation, is the burden in October of a relationship. The reason for this is the Five of Pentacles. It could mean separation, it might mean that you're not around somebody very much, but it also could mean that there's been distance in a relationship. And around that, the Eight of Swords in the reverse is nice though. So I think that because there's been distance in a relationship, or maybe there's not a strong enough foundation, Gemini, I think that there is, and this is you guys, Eight of Swords, because Eight of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You guys are releasing yourself from this because the significator card says you know who you are. You know what your worth is. You know who you are as an individual. You know that you're worth more than whatever this thing is. However, it doesn't stop the situation from being that there's a major struggle. However, the good thing with now, we can turn... The Ten of Wands can be two things. It can either be where you're at the very end of a struggle, because it means hitting deadlines. It means overcoming struggles. It's the number 10, which means some form of a change. Because your challenge is this card. Let's have a look at the most likely outcome. Queen of Wands in the reverse, which is interesting to show us the most likely outcome of this love situation. Queen of Wands in the reverse is somebody who's quite spiteful. Usually when it comes to love, it can show also insecurity. It can show also confusion to a certain extent. In the upright, this woman knows exactly who she is. She's very confident, she's fearless. But this card also represents to be a very, very attracted to an individual. Great sex, great passion, great attraction. Could be in the reverse, if this is an energy, there's a lackening of some form of attraction going on here. We do have, I mean, if we look across, we'll get this card here first. Immediate future, Ten of Cups. Yeah, I mean, there's something here that's not working because you've got the Ten of Cups in the reverse. All right, this is fallings out in relationship. This is where you're putting on a brave face in a relationship. This is where you're not emotionally content or fulfilled. This is ending of relationships, finishing off relationships, like the Ten of Pentacles. All right, except this doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage or anything like that. It can just be a relationship. For a lot of you guys, this Ten of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Cups in the upright means a happy relationship, a soulmate relationship. It often means feeling complete and utter emotional contentment with another individual. In the reverse, it's the reverse of that. There is possibly a breakup going on here with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, feeling a lack of fulfillment with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, feeling dissatisfaction, disharmony in a relationship, imbalance in a relationship here, showing up. So, you know, if we go from here, sort of, okay, so we go from, say, here, this is, I think this is some sort of emptiness within a relationship I'm looking at as being in your foundation for October. And as a result of that, around that, you guys are releasing something. You're the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So you're experiencing the recent past, the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Because your challenge is this. So we go from here. So you're releasing yourself from something here because your challenge is the Six of Wands. It's either the person that's the Six of Wands, arrogant is another word for the Six of Wands as a challenge, or a person. Egotistical, narcissistic, could be a person such as that. But if you're releasing yourself from something here, because the challenge is either the person or it's you reaching a goal or getting some form of success in a situation to do with love, then the immediate future shows with this Ten of Cups, there is no foundation, there's nowhere really for this to go as yet. You know, this is kind of finish country, breakup country, ending things country in terms of relationships, dissatisfaction here. But I think you made your mind up here somewhere along the line. And then we've got from here the emptiness in terms of relationships for some of you Geminis here. And as a result of that, the situation is pressure. But the most likely outcome is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So that's an interesting card because for me that kind of leaves things a little bit open. All right, because there's no confident decision being made here with the Queen of Wands in the upright. There's no, as a result of this pressure, there's no Queen of Wands in the outcome in the upright, which suggests to me that there's a confident decision that's being made. All queens are really decision makers. They all are. But she's in the reverse. So this either represents some form of anger, annoyance. It could be from a fire sign, especially if your challenge is a fire sign here. Spitefulness maybe with this Queen of Wands. But also deep, if it's you, Gemini, maybe deep insecurity to make some form of a change. Which is interesting because if you don't do that, then really this is all about putting on some brave face and carrying on the same without making those much needed changes. How you guys are approaching a situation right now, well, the good thing is you've got two of these cards, Eight of Swords in the reverse, Nine of Swords in the reverse, and it's lovely because what you're doing is how you're approaching things is you're letting go in both areas. The Eight of Swords in the upright represents bondage and feeling trapped. In the reverse, you see both cards, both times when you get Eight of Swords in the upright and Eight of Swords reversed, somebody knows what the truth of a matter is, and you do. But it's all about how you approach these cards. So with this card in the upright, this is Eight of Swords in the upright, and you know what the truth is, you know what it is that's bothering you. But you're not willing to do anything about it with the Eight of Swords in the upright. In the reverse, you're starting to do something about whatever it is that's troubling you. And you guys have been, as a result of this energy here, been doing something. And also your significator, how you are, who you are, you're the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you guys, it might be with this Queen of Pentacles energy that you might be married, for example. Okay? I don't think you guys are on your own. I think that you're married. I think that some of you guys might be in a long-term relationship. Or I think you might be in a settled home here. But I think that there's a problem going on here with this Five of Pentacles. So you look like you're in some form of a settled relationship with that Queen of Pentacles being your significator card. She's certainly no Queen of Swords on her own. You know, Queen of Swords is usually, what do we call it, a widower, or she's a spinster, that type of thing. She doesn't have a boyfriend usually, Queen of Swords doesn't. As an archetype, that's what I'm saying, not as a zodiac sign, as an archetype. As an archetype, the Queen of Pentacles would be the perfect woman for any man. Or the perfect man, I guess, for any woman. You know, she's the life force of the home. She makes nice dinners. She makes a nice home for everyone, children, family. So you guys are showing the significator card being this Queen of Pentacles. You are such a type as this. How you're approaching, though, this situation here, where there's desolation in a situation, is the Nine of Swords. You're approaching it by not letting it get you down, and that shows real strength of will. You're not allowing it, because the Nine of Swords is in the reverse, which says that you're releasing the pressure. So you're approaching this situation here by just releasing this pressure. And that means with the Eight of Swords, making some, in the reverse, making some very important, very headstrong decisions, which is why I can't understand why the Queen of Wands is the most likely outcome and she's in the reverse. And not unless this is telling me this is just a lack of passion in a situation, or maybe this is the other person. We'll get clarity on that in a moment. How does the other person think of you, or how do people around you think of you in general? Well, they think of you as the Five of Swords in the reverse, which is lovely. Again, this is showing, you know, you're showing really well in this reading, Gemini. You're showing as people who, and they're all swords, so they're you. You're showing as someone who, people see you as somebody who's quite, you don't have any anger here with the Five of Swords reversed. Because when you get the Five of Swords reversed, it's about laying down those swords and saying, I'm not going to carry on with the fight. That's it. You want this, take it. I don't care. You know, have it. You know, we're going to settle this score. So the Five of Swords reverse shows settling the scores, and it shows things that are kind of beginning to kind of, you know, balance themselves out. There's no more anger with the Five of Swords. It shows reconciliations. So they see you as somebody. People see you, or the person sees you as someone who's not interested in a fight. You're not interested in being angry or doing any type of cut-off shit. You kind of made your peace within the situation, and that's how people see you, and that's how whoever this person is around you sees you. Your fears of the Star in the reverse. And the Star in the reverse is where there is absolutely no hope, and there is the need really just to give up on a situation. The outcome is the Queen of Cups in the reverse, and it's interesting because your energies are showing us so different to what the hell's going on here. Because the Queen of Cups in the reverse is an angry card. She's a drama queen. She, you know, basically she buries a lot of sadness and a lot of distress and depression. So this is really the card of feeling extraordinarily depressed when you're a Queen of Cups in the reverse. And you've got the Queen of Wands as the most likely outcome. What's interesting is you've got Queen of Wands as the most likely outcome in the reverse, and Queen of Cups Gemini is the overall outcome. You've got two queens in the reverse. One queen in the upright is very emotionally, she's emotionally confident. One queen here, Queen of Wands, is motivated, and she's just fearless and completely confident, and yet both of them show in the reverse as the most likely outcome and the overall outcome. And yet you guys seem to be letting go of something here, so I don't know whether this is somebody else around you guys here. You know, I'm tempted to say maybe with this, because, you know, I'm looking at, this is, we can't go to here from here, because this is how somebody or other people think of you, so this is out of your control. But the overall outcome from this struggle is this burden is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. And this is a card about internalised anger. So where's the internalised anger, or where's the sort of negative vibe I feel with this Queen of Cups in the reverse coming from? Well, it must be coming from here, the Ten of Cups in the reverse, especially if this Queen of Wands is your energy in the reverse. You know, you seem to be letting go of something here. You know who you are as a significator, but also maybe this is just saying exactly who you are, because the significator really is who you are. So for example, you get the Nine of Pentacles as a significator. We know that this person's probably on their own. They probably work for themselves. They've probably got a nice lifestyle. They probably live in a nice apartment. But the Queen of Pentacles is usually affiliated with someone. She's usually got somebody there. You know, some of you people, though, it might be that you're career people, Gemini, as the Queen of Pentacles can be somebody who you know, has their career, for example, that they focus on. You might like animals and all that type of thing. But whether you were with somebody or not, Gemini, you're still showing us somebody who's very, very strong in this reading with the Queen of Pentacles energy. Alright, you're still showing us that. So I'm trying to look here and I'm seeing strength in your significator card. I'm seeing strength with the Nine of Swords in how you're approaching the situation. I'm seeing strength with Gemini in the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So there's 3 places that I see you guys being strong. 1, 2, 3. But where is the weakness? Well, the weakness is here. The Ten of Cups in the reverse. That's where you're weak. That's what you're experiencing in the immediate future. This is a relationship that doesn't work out. 10 of Cups in the reverse. And that's why you guys, the outcome is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. I think that there is the outcome of internalising some form of pain in terms of the Queen of Cups in the reverse in the outcome area. Okay, and it comes from this thing not working out here. But here, what's going on here with the most likely outcome? Because this comes from the pressure. There's, I think there's isolation for some of you guys in a relationship. It's leading to the energies around October being pressure with the Ten of Wands showing around October 2017. And as a result of that, the most likely outcome is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I think for some of you guys, it's a feeling of, it's not being nasty, but it's a feeling of real insecurity and a lack of confidence in the situation. So I'm reading this as the most likely outcome. I think you guys are going to have a lack of confidence. I think you recognise you've got to let something go here. There's nothing you can do about it for some of you guys. And as a result of that, I think that there is the most likely outcome. There'll be a lack of confidence even to make something work here. Because what you're experiencing is the Ten of Cups in the reverse, where this is, whatever this relationship is, it's love, it's not working out. Okay, here. And I think that you guys really are approaching this by saying, you know what, I'm just not going to let this trouble me. I've given up on this situation. Alright? But nevertheless, your fears are the star. There's, you know, your fears really are, well, what if there's nothing else that can be done about this? What if I really have to give up on it? And I don't even think that you guys are coming to this situation through a sense of bravado. I don't even think that you're putting on an act. I think that what you're doing is you're putting your best foot forward and you're saying, you know what, actually, even though this isn't looking so great, what I'm doing is I'm putting my best foot forward, because you guys are approaching this through the eyes of the Nine of Swords in the reverse, which is I'm just going to let go of the pressure, you know, because the situation is isolation or feeling a certain distance from a partner maybe, you know, in terms of love, and you've been releasing these energies here with the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Because you are that Queen of Pentacles. You know, the significator shows a woman or a man that knows their value. Your challenge is the Six of Wands. It's achieving something, or there's a person around you that's providing this challenge. And as a result of that, it's kind of, you know, what can we do? What can I do about this? You know, it doesn't feel... I think that this is more about not being filled with the springs of joy and not being filled with emotional confidence. You're not filled with confidence here, and you're not filled with great confidence here, because your fears are the star, having to give up completely on whatever this thing is. And as a result of that, the outcome shows the Queen of Cups. And I think there's a lot of internalised anger and sadness, really, with this Queen of Cups in the reverse showing here for some of you guys, this situation. Queen of Cups in the upright for me shows somebody who, even if they're hurting, they're dealing with it very, very well by doing a lot of internal, you know, internalisation, internal thinking, internal healing. She's the card about healing in the outcome. But in the reverse, you don't heal because you internalise everything. I think there's a lot of stuff that's been internalised here with this Queen of Cups in the reverse. What we're going to do, we're going to get actually clarifiers on these areas. So we'll just get the cards out, but using my small miniature. I ought to get another pack of these actually, these are a bit screwed. Anyway, Universe Spirit, show me the root issue. Why is the Five of Pentacles the root issue for Gemini in October 2017? Why is the Five of Pentacles the root issue for Gemini in October 2017? Show me. Well, the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. For me, this is, in the reverse, either a lack of recognition or it means that a plan is not coming together. Sometimes this is people are not working very well together at all, because this is the card about working in terms of a team or a partnership. In the reverse, I think this is where a partnership or a team, it's fallen apart, it's not working, people aren't seeing eye to eye. Also, rewards are not coming through from a situation. You know, this might be a broken, for example, engagement, something like that. And yeah, you've got the Hierophant in the reverse. So there seems to be some form of a broken commitment going on here. All right, there's a lack of partnership here, or a partnership hasn't worked out, and it's brought through through the energies of the Hierophant, maybe a lack of commitment, because the Hierophant in the reverse means lack of commitment or no commitment in terms of love. All right, and I think that this is because with the Three of Pentacles, we're asking what this situation is about with the Five of Pentacles. While the Three of Pentacles often shows in the reverse, it shows people that aren't getting along, then, you know, the partnership isn't working, okay, at all. It's a lack of recognition, but also the inability to get a plan working, to develop a plan, to develop some form of a strategy between different parties. This is lack of partnership here. Partnerships aren't working. And the commitment card of the Hierophant is in the reverse as well. So I think that this is kind of where a partnership isn't working, all right, through lack of commitment with the Hierophant energy. So one of you may not be very committed. It might be a Taurus person you're dealing with here. We do have all Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, I think, can represent Taurus, actually. And you've got... why is the challenge for Gemini the Six of Swords? Why is the challenge for Gemini the Six of Swords showing? Well, Page of Pentacles. And usually in terms of love, this is somebody who's either being very cautious, they're looking into the details, they're not making any moves very fast, or it's usually somebody who is looking to invest or to start something that could lead to long-term gain. But you've got that Queen of Wands in the reverse as well. Okay. I think that the challenge is achieving something for you guys, because I think that what you've been doing with this Page of Pentacles, this is almost like, if you look at the Page of Pentacles, he's holding out a pentacle. So he's he's proposing something to a Queen of Wands in the reverse. So some of you guys might actually be dealing with a fire sign, I think, here. And I think that your challenge is, it could be a narcissist. It could be a very ego-driven individual. It could be just somebody who's driven by their own agenda, with that Six of Wands showing there as your challenge. Because I think that, Gemini, you guys are offering something, or you're proposing something to someone who's not grateful enough to take it. This person might be very, very conceited. They might be very conceited. Queen of Wands in the reverse isn't just about somebody who's insecure or unsure of herself, because in the upright she's very sure, she's very certain. This is also somebody who can be very manipulative. They can be very self-absorbed. They can be, just like any of the other queens, very me. Whilst the me of the Queen of Cups comes from a place of deep hurt, which she internalizes, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, because she's such a vivacious, outgoing character, the me of the Queen of Wands in the reverse can almost be, what's the word that I'm looking for? Conceit. So you might be proposing or offering something to somebody who's very conceited. And I think it's this person here. So I think that you're dealing with a person here that's showing us a challenge is this person's behaviour. And their, I think the challenge is the person's behaviour. Arrogance, potentially, because I think that you're offering something to an individual who doesn't know how to accept it graciously, and they don't really know how to behave, and they're very self-focused here. So this is usually the card of a proposal that's being offered, but you're offering it to a Queen of Wands in reverse, somebody who isn't really appreciative of the gifts that you're giving. So the gift that you're giving through the Page of Pentacles, for me with this Queen of Wands in the reverse, isn't being accepted by this individual, and that's why you're challenged. Queen of Wands in the reverse and this person, Six of Wands, is the same individual, I feel here. Why have we got the Eight of Swords in the reverse for Gemini in the recent past? Why is the Eight of Swords reversed in the recent past for Gemini? Well, you guys, Seven of Pentacles, you might have been doing a lot of evaluation and consideration. Alright, so I think that what's happened is, I've just dropped one on the floor, bear with me. You've got these Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. I think that you guys have definitely evaluated just letting go of this whole situation. And I think that with this King of Swords, and the King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I think that you've just been considering letting go of this situation and completely emotionally detaching from it with that King of Swords energy, which is why you're releasing it. You're showing us the Eight of Swords in the recent past, you guys are this. So you're showing us just releasing the situation with that Eight of Swords reversed, because what you've done here is you've done a lot of evaluation. This isn't always about waiting. Sometimes this is about investing or looking at all of the hard work that you've put into a situation, and you're looking at what you've done and you're saying, is it worth it? Is it worth me carrying on with this? So what you've done is you've been spending a lot of time with some of you guys evaluating the situation, and that evaluation has led to you guys just releasing it and saying, you know what, I'm just going to let it go, because I need to emotionally detach myself, and also because with this King of Swords, you guys showing us the King of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, so it's your energy. It's saying, you know what, actually, I'm going to make a very important head over heart decision that this area, that's just not worth it. Because I think that this area here is saying that the root energy is there's been a desolation and isolation and emptiness and futility in a relationship with that Five of Pentacles in your foundation area, Gemini. And I feel that that's because there's a broken partnership here. There's a partnership that doesn't work with that Three of Pentacles. And it's led on to a lack of commitment with the Hierophant energy showing there. Alright? And I think the lack of commitment is, you know, I think the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, where this partnership, there's a sense of not being able, I think, to work with whoever this individual is in love. Okay, and it's brought a lack of commitment with the Hierophant. It's brought almost like a divorce in terms of, you know, you might not be married, but it's brought almost like a divorce energy to this relationship. I'm seeing you guys drifting apart from someone that it's not working with. And you're releasing it, because what you've evaluated here with the Seven of Pentacles, you've evaluated all of the hard work some of you guys have put into this situation, Gemini. And what you've evaluated is, well, I'm just going to release this because I don't really feel emotionally driven by it anymore with that King of Swords in the reverse. Sorry, with the King of Swords sitting there. And he's a very just person. So you guys are making a very, very just decision here. And I'm seeing real strength showing up here. Why is Gemini the Queen of Pentacles as a significator? Why is Gemini the Queen of Pentacles as a significator in 2 to 3 cards? The Tower. Okay, so I think that you've had an epiphany and a moment and clarity, and this is why your significator card is the Queen of Pentacles, because you've had a moment of clarity, and I mean it's big clarity that has come to you, Gemini. It's really big, because the Tower card is all about, it's not just about, whoa, oh my God, that happened and what a surprise. The Tower card actually says, well, it's an epiphany moment. It's like a light bulb. It's a flash of lightning. And the Seven of Cups is in the reverse, which means that you see things clearly. So both cards are telling me that you're seeing things clearly. Therefore, you're showing us the Queen of Pentacles. It's not because of where you are or what you're doing, or whether you're married or whether you're settled. It's more about you guys showing us a significator. It's showing us somebody who has a great deal of self-worth. You recognise with the Tower card. And that's because with the Tower, you recognise this. And suddenly everything's become very clear to you. Which is why the energies around you are the Ten of Wands. Why are the energies around Gemini the Ten of Wands? Why is the energies around Gemini's love life the Ten of Wands in the month of October 2017 showing me 2 cards? Because the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords in the reverse, which is interesting. Well, I think that you guys are actually working towards telling the truth, being honest with another individual. I think that the ball is in your court. I don't see shit happening to you. I see you having to do... No, look, I think that shit has happened, but, you know, for once in some of these readings, what I'm seeing is a zodiac sign that is showing real fucking strength, to be honest with you, Gemini. And I think that you are showing real strength in a situation here. Because the Eight of Pentacles means that you're working towards something, or you're planning. And the Seven of Swords in the reverse often means that you're planning, that, you know, you're telling the truth, you're being honest. Because in the upright, somebody's being underhanded and dishonest. In the reverse, this person is running back to the place of the scene, and they are actually saying, this is, I hold my hands up. In the reverse. So the energies around you guys are the Ten of Wands, and there is a struggle. And why is there a struggle? Because you guys, and why, you know, you're on the last leg of something, but there's a bit of pressure going on here. Because I think that you guys are planning to open up and be honest about a situation here, because you've received the truth. Something's not working here. And you guys have been trying to give your gifts or propose something. I think this is you, but you're proposing it to somebody who's not grateful enough with that Queen of Wands in the reverse. They don't really give a shit. They don't put any effort in here. And this is what's bringing distance. Okay, and your challenge is, well, why am I giving something and why am I giving everything to somebody who doesn't appreciate it with that Queen of Wands in the reverse? with somebody who doesn't even give back. This person doesn't reciprocate. This person's quite selfish in the reverse. You know? And as a result of that, what we have is... I want to see why the Queen of Wands is the most likely outcome. Why is the Queen of Wands in the reverse the most likely outcome for love for Gemini in October 2017? Show me. Death in the reverse. Hermit in the reverse. That's interesting. I don't think this is you. I think this is somebody else. I think it's because it's this Queen of Wands that you're giving to. Whoever this person is, that's not reciprocating. Now they're shitting themselves, aren't they? Now this person's shitting themselves. I think you got this person running scared, Gemini, on this reading. Because they're showing as, and it's the same thing, because you've got Queen of Wands reversed here, and you've got Queen of Wands reversed here for the most likely outcome. This is possibly a fire sign you guys for sure are dealing with, or you're dealing with someone who is a narcissist, I'm afraid, or somebody who uses who doesn't realise, or even... When I do readings, I really try and get into those characters and see where the gaps are in the reading. Where are they? And this person, from what I can see, does shit when they think they can get away with it. But as soon as you come to them with shit, like here, the energies are around pressure, because you are planning to tell this person and tell this individual something. You're working on it. You're probably in the mirror and saying, look, okay, right, this is how I'm going to say it. Right, David, I'm afraid it's that type of thing. You're kind of practicing doing something here, unveiling something. You're practicing something here, and that's the pressure. But the most likely outcome will be the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Now, this will either be where you bottle it, because Queen of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the upright, she'll just do it. She'll just say it's over. In the reverse, she's a little bit more shy. So it's either going to be that you guys get shy, because death in the reverse. Death in the reverse is the need to take control of the situation, possibly not sever ties so quickly, but work your way up to it, maybe. Do it very, very softly, very, very gently. And with this Hermit in the reverse, it's almost like we can explain the Hermit in the reverse in many ways. One of the ways is that you completely take yourself out of the situation, or it could be where you don't interact. So I almost get the impression that if this is your energy, Gemini, what you're doing with this Queen of Wands is you're not doing what you said you were going to do. Because here you're filled with bravado there, aren't you? You're certain of something there. You're certain of it here in the significator area. You're kind of certain of it here. But here, if this is you, you're not doing it. Because you're working your way up to it slowly with death in the reverse. And that might take, I suppose, with the Hermit time, a little bit more thinking, a little bit more planning, I guess. If this isn't you, then this is this person basically shitting themselves, and they're thinking with the Queen of Wands, oh my God, no, you can't do this. I can't do it without you. Because they can't let go. And the inability with this Death card to let go is making them feel even more, with this Hermit in the reverse, even more insecure, even more kind of fearful, I guess, in a way. You guys are going to experience the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Why will Gemini experience the Ten of Cups in the reverse in immediate future? Show me. The Devil. Queen of Swords. Well, I think somebody's using real emotional manipulation on you. And both cards are manipulators. The manipulator of the Devil in the upright, manipulator of the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Alright? Sometimes, you know, this could be abusive language as well. Because the Queen of Swords in the reverse can be really nasty. I mean, a really nasty character. She uses words that are really cruel, and the Devil card is abusive as well. So, you know, it's either some form of abusive communication maybe with both cards that are showing up here, or somebody's really trying to hold, you know, I see you guys wanting to let go of something, but it might be that this person here really doesn't want to do it. And what they tend to do, it might be the Ten of Cups you're going to, in the reverse, you're going to experience. For some of you guys, a little bit of unhappiness going on there, because it might be that somebody wants to hold on very, very tightly here. And I'm not reading the Queen of Swords in the reverse as you, alright? I'm reading it as somebody else. This Devil possibly is being highly manipulative with that Queen of Swords in the reverse. So I'm seeing somebody using very strong control tactics And it might be this person, especially if they're this here, that really doesn't want the change. You guys are the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Why is Gemini the Nine of Swords in the reverse in October 2017? Show me. Well, the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is nice. And yeah, this is brilliant, really good. You're so focused on yourself. You're like, fuck this, I ain't got time for this shit. This is you, Gemini. Seriously, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is self-focused. Whereas, you know, anywhere else, she'd be like, oh, I better focus on the family. I better focus on, you know, the ducks, the chicken, the money, getting the spreadsheets done, making the beds. This person says, hell no, I'm not doing this. And with the Empress energy, the focus is on the self and self-growth. You know, it's on growth of the self, really. You know, so the focus is on yourself, getting yourself looking good, getting yourself feeling good. This is what the Empress and that Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is really all about. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, yeah, it can be shallow. But so what? You know, sometimes you've got to put more into yourself instead of into other people. And I think you guys are doing that here. So you might be putting yourself, you know, your energies into how you look. Doing your hair, your makeup, your this, your that, your the other. Because here, you guys are the Nine of Swords in the reverse. You're not letting nothing pressurise. You're going to completely focus on yourself because you think to yourself, fuck this. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to let this shit pressurise me. Because at the end of the day, there's distance in this relationship. It's not going anywhere. It's got a strong enough foundation. Because the person that I'm seeing is playing funny buggers. They're not willing to partner up with me. This is a broken agreement, a broken contract, a broken commitment. This isn't going anywhere. And you know what you guys are like with this Eight of Swords? Well, you know what? I've seen the light and I'm going to do something about it. Because you know what? I've been evaluating this situation. You know, I'm just going to release it because it's the best thing that I could do with this King of Swords energy. You guys, as a significator, are kind of like, you know, this Queen of Pentacles. You really do know who you are. You're focusing again on the self. Yeah, a little bit more your environment perhaps around you, that type of thing, because there has been an epiphany that's brought real clarity to you. And that clarity is this person doesn't do anything for me. You know, I've tried offering stuff to this person, but the person doesn't want to know. Well, whatever it is that I've offered with this Page of Pentacles, it's been completely refuted with that Queen of Wands energy. You know, this person's been completely self-absorbed. And my challenge is their arrogance, perhaps, with that Six of Wands energy. You know, I'm offering something to someone who is self-absorbed, selfish, narcissistic, possibly could even be a cheat. Queens and Kings can show us cheaters in the reverse. King of Wands usually does. Perhaps the Queen of Wands could be one too. And therefore, around you, the energies are, wow, there's pressure. Because I've got to plan how I'm going to tell this person this, how I'm going to come out with this, how I'm going to speak to this person, how I'm going to make things clear. I already know what my clarity is here. I just need to get it to this person. Some of you guys will back down with these energies here. And you'll pay the price for it here. And for some of you guys, it will be the other person here who feels completely insecure and cannot let go and goes almost into this really weird shell. But they'll still put the problem on you here. They'll still try the control tactics. You're seen as being the Five of Swords in the reverse. So you're seen as, if this person is doing this shit to you, Gemini, trying to get you not to leave or not to go or not to do something about the situation, I think you'll forgive them with that Five of Swords. They don't see you as very harsh, and they certainly don't take you, I think, very seriously. Why is Gemini seen as the Five of Swords in the reverse in 2 cards? Why is Gemini seen as the Five of Swords in the reverse in 2 cards? Show me. Because the Ten of Cups, the Two of Swords. Alright, that's interesting. Well, no, I think that you're seen as somebody who's just not willing to fight anymore by others and by this person. I think that they see you as somebody who's given up. Because you've got this Ten of Cups here, which is family and happiness, but you've got the harshness of the swords next to it. It's almost like this family I do not want, this relationship don't want it, blocking it out. This is a block out card. In 2 minds. So I think you're actually being seen as still quite tough here, where you're kind of like, you're just, completely neutral now, fed up with it, done with it. This relationship I don't want, or I'm really, you know, kind of, I want to block this out, or I'm still very much in 2 minds about this. Your fears will be the Star in the reverse. Why are Gemini's fears the Star in the reverse? Show me. Six of Pentacles, one-sided relationship and rejection. I think through a one-sided relationship, you guys have felt quite rejected. And I think it's from this individual. Page of Cups in the reverse is about rejection and illusions. So you guys, the fear is just to give up. Why is that? Because I think that you know that this is a one-sided relationship in which there is rejection with this Page of Cups in the reverse. It could also be your hopes are really to give up with the Star in the reverse. But not just to give up, but just to accept that this isn't going to happen. I would actually read this as a hope. I think your hopes are to just forget about any type of positive outcome in this situation. Because I don't think that you see it. I think you've had too much experience to think that this could ever really grow. And that's because this is a one-sided relationship in which you guys may have felt greatly rejected with that Page of Cups in the reverse. And the outcome shows as the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Why is the outcome for Gemini, the Queen of Cups in the reverse? Show me. Judgment in the reverse. Three of Wands in the reverse. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, they're reversed. I mean, the Judgment card in the reverse means that there is still a lot of suppression here. There's things that are not actually being healed, and there's no rebirth showing here. There are things that are still very suppressed, and the Three of Wands in the reverse often shows, you know, failed partnerships. It often shows a lack of reward as well. All right, so I think that I don't know whether you guys do anything about a situation. I get the impression that you don't. I get the impression that you want to. You come into October with a sense of bravado, but you don't actually do it. Because I think with this Queen of Cups, the outcome shows a lack of healing in this situation in the reverse. Because there is no judgment made on this situation here. Which then brings a lack of rewards. In the upright, you're launching new things with that Three of Wands. You're looking to the future. In the reverse, you're not doing that. You're still stuck. You're still stuck where you were before. And there's a lack of rebirth or judgment or being able to make a decision that would help this card to go in the upright. So I almost get the feeling that some of you Geminis are a little bit pissed off with yourselves because you seem to have you seem to want to do something, but you don't do it. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is this person doing it, putting on the kind of the controlling bullshit here with this energy here, the most likely outcome. Then they're doing it here. They're doing some high manipulative things here, I think, with these areas. I think they're being very, very manipulative. All right? And your hopes would be to give up. Really would be. I think this is a hope that you let this go. You really let it go. Okay? Because I think that somebody here is manipulating you into staying or not giving up on this thing. And I think that really internally you know that you've got to give up on it with the Star. And you're hoping you'll be able to give it up because it's one-sided. It's not giving you any type of returns. And it's made you feel a little bit, well, less. You've felt rejected and that it's a one-sided thing going on here. But yet you don't do it because you've got this Queen of Cups in the reverse. And this is internalised pain, but it's also a lack of healing over situations. A lack of clarity and a lack of being able to use good judgment and good intuition. Because the Judgment card's in the reverse. You don't sound the horn, you don't call the person out, you don't make a decision. You don't do fuck all on it for some of you guys. You've got all the bravado here and here. And here. You recognise what's going on here. So you've got bravado, you know the challenge is somebody who's probably quite self-absorbed, could be a cheater, and could also be just somebody who's downright selfish. I don't think this person is shy or insecure. I just think they're selfish. You're offering something to someone that's not reciprocating it at all. This is why your challenge is the Six of Wands. It could be an arrogant individual, you know. You guys have come out of it. You know what you're doing here. You're releasing this. You've evaluated the situation. You've decided to release it. With the King of Swords, you know it's for the best. You're using your clarity and your force of will and mind to do it. You know who you are as the Queen of Pentacles, as you significated, because an epiphany gave you the truth with the Seven of Cups in the reverse. And yeah, you have been pressured because you're planning to tell the person that it's over. But it's either you that backs down here with this Queen of Wands in the reverse, or it's the person who is here that's putting on the waterworks. And they're doing it here as well. They see you as strong. They see you as giving up here, because this relationship you see no way forward with that Two of Swords, or you're in two minds. And your hopes are even, yeah, I want to just give this up because I don't see any point in it. But I think in the end you don't, for some of you guys, with that Queen of Cups in the reverse. I think you give in, and I think that some of you guys are kind of kicking yourself because of it. Let's have a look at your angel reading, Gemini. So, Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Gemini in the month of October for this love reading? What is the advice that you have for Gemini, show me? It says, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Well, you can read that any which way. You can still get to know somebody who is a control freak, or somebody who's manipulative, and think that you're getting to know them, okay? Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So you're getting to know each other and your bond will deepen. But codependency, that's the problem. So you'll get to know, you're still getting to know this person, or you know, as you talk around things even more, the bond deepens. But it's codependency, because addictions are affecting your romantic life, okay? And you need to heal family issues, all right? So you can get to know each other, your bond might deepen, but there are still codependency issues going on within the relationship, and you need to heal these family issues before you can move on, okay? Because somewhere along the line there's unrequited love, and possibly even religious factors that are affecting this relationship too. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done in a situation. You either need, I think, for some of you Geminis, darlings, to heal yourself. If you can't heal the relationship, then you definitely need to start doing this, which is what you had intended to do, because your approach was this: strong, 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 strong. If this is you, weak, weak. And they're not doing anything here. You give, for some reason, you're more strong than you are. You know, you're stronger than you think you are, for some of you guys. If this resonates with any of you guys, you're stronger than you think you are. You know, out of 10 places, your strength shows in one. You know, this is the situation here. This is the challenge here. So you've got 1, 2 situations going on there. 3. So areas kind of in your control, but things that aren't really kind of focusing completely on you. This is the situation. That's the challenge. That's how somebody sees you here. Okay? This is what somebody's doing. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 10 areas, you've got 4 cards explaining the situation, your challenge, immediate future, or how the person sees you. The other areas possibly show you. So you've got 6 more areas. You are strong in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you've got 4 areas that you are very strong in. The ratio is great, it's more on your side. If this is the person, it's something that they're doing here. So the balance of this reading is showing strength. You're showing a lot of strength here. The intentions that you Geminis have is very, very strong. But yet, for some of you guys, you might just give up at the last hurdle. And it must be either what they're doing or your own fear. Okay? Don't let codependency get to you. And don't, if this relates to you, I don't expect to get lots of thumbs up, it's very specific. But if it relates to you, Gemini, don't allow somebody's manipulative behaviour to affect your intentions and your goals, because you've got some great goals and you're doing really, you just look amazing here and here. It's just so much strength I'm seeing, and here as well, just a lot of strength. So, and here, you know, it's incredible what I'm seeing here, but you're faltering here because your hopes are to be strong, the Star, and that's a hope. Doesn't always mean it's going to, the Star means in the reverse, just give it, leave it, because you know it's a one-sided relationship in which you're getting rejected. Your hopes are that you can get, but that's where you're faltering, and that's why you do this here. If there's something that's not working for you, Gemini, and you're certain of it and you're strong, 80% of you is saying, do it, leave it, follow that intuition, because I think it will serve you well. That's your reading, guys. Thanks for your time. Take care.